For that only I am sitting and working. So I have given 2 years for me now, 2018 and 2019. So 2020, before that 10,000 people will be ready to walk with me, manifesting powers. We will literally solve every person's problem in every village. The way we are walking, the path, route we are taking, physical healing or mental healing, or it's a too big visualization. How will you visualize? What will happen if 10,000 power manifestors enter into a village and ask people, tell me your problem now, come on, let's sort it out. Understand 1,200 years before in terms how the baby will be in the womb in second month, third month, all that is detailed way.
And as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed, the vision for the Padayatra was to go and meet people where they are and to give them solutions for whatever problem they may be facing. Any mental problem, physical problem, emotional problem, psychological problem, any problem, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was ready to attend to people and give them any solution that they need. And since the age of 10, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been preparing for this Padayatra to guide humanity through this great deluge. And from that age, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating the masses into the science of enlightenment through powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. And here in the next several photos, we'll see the various programs that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been conducting over the past 26 years. Here you can see in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism blessing and initiating thousands of people. And again, in Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu, in 2005. And in Namakkal in 2005. In Salem in 2005, the Nithyananda program. The Nithyanandam program conducted in Delhi, Bangalore. The Birth Star celebrations in Tiruvannamalai in 2005. The Jayanti celebrations in Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita in 2006. The Jayanti celebrations in Tiruvannamalai in 2006. And the Nithyananda Spurna program in 2006, conducted in Chennai. And the Guru Purnima celebration in Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita in 2006. And the Bhakti Spurna program conducted in Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita. The Dhyana Spurna program. The Little Anandas program, which was specifically to initiate the youth into the science of enlightenment. And the Saptayagam program, which was a series of homas conducted by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, who also guided thousands into conducting the same homa. This happened in Salem. And here are more photos of the Saptayagam program, the devotees and disciples being guided into the homa. And here are more photos of the Satyagam program. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing people. And here are photos of the Nithyananda program conducted in Adi Kailash that they can keep that. And the Nithyananda program again. However, the anti-Hindu elements have made it nearly impossible to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism out of India. So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the solution for this on the 31st of May, 2021.
இரண்டாயிரத்திருபத்திரண்டு வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய் தெரிந்து கொள், சொல்வதை புரிந்து கொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
we can continue on. Yes, we can continue on. So as we look around, we see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization have forewarned as the Kali Yuga, and Devi reveals that the solution for this, all of this suffering and destruction to come to an end, is to finally have the Supreme Concept of Hinduism do the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas. So let's see what the rishis, the Vedic rishis, have revealed about this Kali Yuga. Yes, we can move to the next slide, please. Yes, we can continue on to the next slide. So in the Kurma Purana, sage Vyasa has revealed that the Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas, where man will be his own worst enemy. So let us look at the translation for what Vyasa has revealed about this. This Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas. In all the worlds, people are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi. And the Kurma Purana also states that Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for Kali Yuga. Brahma, and the translation for this verse is can we go back to the previous slide, please? Sorry, can we go back to the previous slide? Requesting the volunteer to go back to the previous slide, please. We can go to the next slide. Yes, we can continue to the next slide, please. And the translation for this verse from the Purva Purana, Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata of the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya, and which appeared Sri Rama. And in the Dwapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu. And in the fourth cycle of time, in the Kali Yuga, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar is Lord Rudra, Maheshwara himself. And out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva descended into the human form on the 2nd of January 1978 in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So we can continue on to the next slide. And if Paramashiva had waited even one more year, if the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had not taken the body in 1978, it would have been too late. 1979 would have been too late. Now let us watch the video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealing about this.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid.
The next
I am
slide.
back with the same signs. We are going to be rich. And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same signs. We are going to be rich.
The previous slide and one. Yep.
It is not lost. Just the last minute climax before it was going to be put off. Have happened. 1979 would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent only ambassadors. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
And the Avatar's advent on the planet Earth was to protect the world from the great cosmic deluge, to bring them to the new age, the Satya Yuga. So let us listen to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, then Devi Parashakti explaining about this.
ஓம் உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்திய யுகம் செய்வோம், நித்திய யுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
And the translation for this of Devi's revelation, people of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time, it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people, in the form of Nithyananda. I myself have come. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom into Satya Yuga. Be blissful. And for this huge hell, Kirimi Bodram not to come to India. 2020, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. And in order to prepare for this, the Avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism began enriching people one person at a time with the truths from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living. Even as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was just 14 and 15 years old, all of his classmates were called the Atras, where the Supreme led them all from Guriyatam, Tamil Nadu to Tirunelveli, his birthplace and a huge spiritual pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was around the age of 19, all his fellow monks at the Ramakrishna Math recalled the Yatra where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism led them from Chennai, Tamil Nadu to Tirunelveli, his birthplace, and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage experience. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India and reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December 1999. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism established the first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu, in South India on the 14th of April 2001. And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijayatra all over the world to enrich people from all different backgrounds. With the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds of thousands who don't know English, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply and his presence moved each one to tears. And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into the superconscious breakthrough. And subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but into supernal spiritual realms. And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodigan Ratha Yatra, with crores participating and impacted by the Nithyanandeshvara and Nithyanandeshwari deities traveling from city to city. Let us watch a small clip of the Kodigan Ratha Yatra. Yes, we can continue to the next slide, please.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world.
And the deities that were taking this yatra were energized as avatars to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti, to create the Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita as the ship to save humanity from this upcoming Pralaya. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during the Great Deluge. Kailasa in Tiruchendur, Adi Kailasha Sarvajñapita in Bangalore, and the Adi in Kailasa Sarvajñapita in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda River, the Anandalingam, which would protect anyone who bathed in its water from the deadly COVID-19 disease. Let us watch a short clip of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing the Abhishekam for the Anandalingam.
जनमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने जनमो गिरिशाय च विविष्टाय जनमो मीढुष्टमाय च शुमते जनमो स्रस्वाय च वामनाय जनमो बृहते च वर्षीयते जनमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने जनमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय जनम आशवे च जिराय जनम शीघ्रियाय च शीघ्राय च नम ऊर्ण्याय च वस्वन्याय च नम स्रोतस्याय च दीप्त्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नम पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च नमो च गण्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमस्तोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नम उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नम श्वोभ्याय च अवसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नम श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नम आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नम शूराय च अवभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नम श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हर्षाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च बुद्धिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णे च इधिने च नमस्काय उधाय च सुधन्वने च नमस्कृत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूत्याय च सरस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च वट्याय च नमो वर्ष्याय च नमो मेघ्याय च विद्युत्याय च नमः ईर्ध्याय च तप्याय च नमो वात्याय च रेश्म्याय च नमो वास्तव्याय च वास्तुपाय च ओम नमः सोमाय च रुद्राय च नमः ताम्राय च अरुणाय च नमः शंगाय च वशुपतये च नमः उग्राय च भीमाय च नमो अग्रे बधाय च दूरे बधाय च नमो हन्त्रे च हन्यसे च नमो वृक्षेभ्यो हरिकेशेभ्यो नमस्ताराय नमः शम्भवे च मयोभवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च नमः तीर्थ्याय च पूल्याय च नमः पार्याय च वार्याय च नमः प्रतरणाय च उत्तरणाय च नमः आदार्याय च लाद्याय च नमः शिष्ट्याय च फेन्याय च नमस्ते कत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च नम ईरण्याय च प्रपत्याय च नमः क्षिगं शिलाय च क्षयणाय च नमः कपर्दिने च पुलस्तये च नमो गोष्ट्याय च गृह्
And in 2009, the avatar held another Kodi Kandara Yatra and generated international attention, creating a movement where lakhs of Hindus embraced Hinduism. Let us watch a short clip of the Yatra in 2009. And wherever the avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of consciousness have been sown. We can actually go back and watch the video of the Yatra.
போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனோ நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே மற்றவர் கண்டு மறைகள் எல்லாம் கழன்று விசுத்தி அதுவும் அசுத்தியாய் பொறாமையோடிங்கு ஏக்கத்தோடப்பா புண்ணியம் எல்லாம் போனதே எரிந்தவன் ஏக்கமும் சேர்த்து விசுத்தி அசுத்தியானதே விசுத்தியை தீர்க்க விமலனின் பதம் விரிந்து இங்கு வரவேணுமே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே ஆமை பூகுந்த எண்ணகந்தினை பொறாமை பூகாது காக்கவே
And wherever the avatar's feet have graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of consciousness have been sown. With thousands of Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems enriching all over the world, over 1 billion people have been reached, and the avatar has been radiating hope for humanity. And some of the enlightenment ecosystems established by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism include Kailasa in Erode, the HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam, the Adi Kailasa Sarvinyapita in Bangalore, India, the Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai, the Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio, again, more photos of the Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio, the Kailasa in Los Angeles, California, and more photos of the Kailasa in Los Angeles. And this enlightenment ecosystem was directly established by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism in 2007. The Kailasa in San Jose, established in 2009. And more photos of the Kailasa in San Jose. And the Kailasa in Seattle, established in 2008 by the Supreme Pontiff. And more photos of the Kailasa in Seattle, Washington. The Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The more photos of the Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Kailasa in New York. The Kailasa in Washington, D.C. The Kailasa in Toronto, Canada. And more photos of the Kailasa in Toronto. And the Kailasa in Oklahoma City. And the Kailasa in Phoenix, Arizona. And the Kailasa in St. Louis, Missouri. The Kailasa in Oman. The Kailasa in Dubai. The Kailasa in London, UK. The Kailasa in Scotland, UK. The Kailasa in Netherlands. The Kailasa in Slovakia. The Kailasa in Belgium. The Kailasa in Luxembourg. The Kailasa in Austria. The Kailasa in Germany. The Kailasa in Italy. The Kailasa in France. The Kailasa in Switzerland. The Kailasa in Mauritius. The Kailasa in South Africa. The Kailasa in Salem, which was established in 2006 by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And more photos of the Kailasa in Salem. And the Kailasa in Hosur, established in 2008. The Kailasa in Putnam. The Kailasa in Varanasi. The Kailasa in Rajapalyam, established in 2008. And here are more photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Kailasa in Rajapalyam. and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. And the Kailasa in Kerala and Kailasa in Gujarat, the Yogini Center. The Kailasa is in Tirvanur. The Kailasa in Alankulam. The Kailasa in Chennai Tambaram. The Kailasa in Avadi, Chennai. The Kailasa in Chennai again, and the Kailasa in Melbourne, Australia. And the Kailasa in New Zealand. And the Kailasa in Singapore. The Kailasa in Kuala Lumpur. And the Kailasa in Guadeloupe, South America. And to ensure humanity survives, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has created the Sovereign Order of Kailasa with thousands of sannyasis with no discrimination against caste, creed, or religion. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has initiated thousands into the Nithyananda spiritual healing, and they are still actively healing millions all over the world. And over 2,500 satsang centers, Padaka mandirs, and home temples operate as de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. And the Avatar inspired millions to reclaim their Hindu-centric freedom. Thousands of Padayatras were conducted by the Hindu diaspora worldwide, honoring the hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and revival of Kailasa, silently preparing each one for what was to come. And in 2017, devotees in Malaysia planned a Padayatra and executed it successfully, with thousands participating, with the dying Hindu population in Malaysia being reinvigorated. And in every major festival from all over the world, devotees conducted Padayatras out of their sincere devotion and love for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously contributing to humanity over the past 26 years with various humanitarian services, and over 1 billion e-citizens being enriched and enriched, and over 1 billion free organic nutritious meals being served to the needy. And there's global population in 347 cities across 196 countries, and the world's largest Hindu university established in the US, Canada, UK, Slovakia, Switzerland, and France. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues to contribute so much to humanity and has established the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views. And you can connect with us on all the various platforms, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and much more. And especially during this pandemic, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has, we can move to the next slide, has increased all e-services to reach every person where they are during this pandemic. And you can connect with us on all of the various websites and platforms. And with this, we will be concluding this segment and moving into the next segment, where we will learn some of the offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. And over the past several months, Devi has been guiding us, blessing us, and literally holding our hands through this pandemic. So let us see how we can show our gratitude for Devi through these various offerings. We will be right back after a very quick break.
What I mean by the word e-Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happen. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within the next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be.
Nithyananda, welcome back to all of the viewers after that quick break. Let's now go into the various different offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. And I'll be starting with the in Dhyana Shloka for Devi Parashakti. We can go on. And before entering into the segment, let us first chant the Dhyana Shloka. Indu nivabeda karavahni nayanam syat pankajavaravaya japaksha sarayuktam angahima bhushana vichitra vasanam syat tunga mukutojjala manonmani swarupam. The next slide, please. This verse means moon-like face, holding the Vedas on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with the japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining bright crown. Her name is Manonmani. The next slide, please. And now I'll be chanting the next shloka. Dhyaye devim trinetram shashini bhavadanam vedahastam dadanam savye padmam varadam apare chabayam chakshamalam divye rabaranir vibhushitatanum brahmadi vipujitam devimeva manonmanim pratidinam kamatra dhatrim shubham. Once again, the translation says, I meditate on Devi who has 3 eyes and face glowing like a moon and holding the Vedas, the lotus and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. Now, as many of you know, in the Hindu tradition, the offerings are a very beautiful part of the whole tradition, inviting God into your life, requesting their presence and their blessings. And you'll see that many of these offerings are made in gold. And we have a reference here from the Atharva Veda where it says, triply born by birth is this gold, the atoms of Agni is one, it becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was heard, when they called the seed a virtuous and powerful Apaha. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Many of us do not know that gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches, and it is an element of significance and great spiritual power and healing and lightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Yes, we can go on to the next slides. We'll start off with the different offerings that we have, beginning with the E-Hundi offering. And there's a beautiful verse as well from the Lalita Sahasranamam, where I'll now be chanting. Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharadaradhya, Sharvani Sharmadayini. And it says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fears. So in this verse, literally it's saying that Devi Parashakti is the remover of all fears, and especially during this time, during the COVID pandemic and so many other disasters, social upheaval that's happening, each and every one of us understands the need for the worship of Devi Parashakti as we are becoming more and more mature, even in a matter of a short time. So this E-Hundi offering is an offering of gratitude for Devi Parashakti for making her presence available to us, each and every one of us. You can offer this E-Hundi offering through the payment link that will show you, or through the YouTube super chat as well. Yes, going on to the next offering, we have the Sankalpa chanting. Sankalpa chanting is the offering of the Sankalpa mantra, the conscious resolution, a very powerful prayer which will give you a very huge benefit, especially as it literally invokes the avatar himself, and it allows you to pray to him for all of the fruition of your desires and wishes. The next slide, please. The next offering we have is the Sahasranama Swarna Kasu. And as Devi Parashakti is called in the Lalita Sahasranamam, Nama Parayana Prita, she who likes the repetition of her various names, this is the offering of 1008 names of Devi Parashakti, and it's a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. You can offer a gold coin inscribed with each of the 1008 names, receive the blessings to have the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti.
And the next offering is the Mukta Anguti, and this is referenced from the Meenakshi Pancharatnam, where the incarnation of Devi Parashakti, goddess Meenakshi, is described having been adorned with pearls. And now I'll just be chanting that verse. Mukta Haranala Satkirita Ruchiram Purnendu Vaktra Prabham Shinjannu Purikinkini Manidharam Padma Prabhavasuram Sarvaveta Palapradam Girisutam Vani Rama Sevitam Meenakshim Pranatosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidim. This verse means, I bow down to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of a lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And this offering of the pearl as a symbol of compassion is the offering to Devi Meenakshi to bestow her compassion and pure love in all of your endeavors in life. Yes, let's go on to the next offering. We have the Swarna Padma Pushpa. The Swarna Padma Pushpa is referenced in Agama and also many hundreds of verses where it says all the kalasas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth, and they should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of references for the lotus being used in the worship of Paramashiva, and almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities and the worship of a lotus, or using the lotus in worship. And even the Shakti of Paramashiva is called the lotus. The base of the Paramashiva linga is a lotus, and the disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as a lotus. So you can offer this golden lotus in any size that you wish and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers and being of Devi in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situation in your life. We have next the Swarna Metti, and there's a beautiful verse from the Saundarya Lahari composed by Adi Shankaracharya, where it refers to the power of even the very toenails of Devi Parashakti. Nakadiditi samchana namajjana tamoguna padadvaya prabhajala parakrita saroruha. And the meaning goes, you whose brightness from toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. So you can offer this toe ring to be adorning of the sacred feet of Devi Parashakti and be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings, even in the most difficult aspect of our life. The next offering we have is the Swarna Mangtika. And Devi Parashakti is described as Shuddha Sarabhi Varshani, she who makes the nectar flow in all of our nerves from the Sahasrara, who gives a very pleasant experience of the ultimate. And the Mangtika represents the flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is opened. So this is an offering of the Mangtika, and you can be blessed with the overflowing gratitude and complete completion of Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and we have several occasions where it's very auspicious to offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. We can go on to the next slide. And the Vastra Seva also is a offering to Devi Parashakti for the sacred cloth for the ultimate protection of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And now you can see a summary of all the offerings. We have the Ihundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Metti, the Smarana Mangtika, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and the Vastra Seva. And as you can see, there's no need to feel any kind of incompletion or insufficiency, incapability of making these offerings. You can make any of these offerings. There's various different levels, there's different amounts. There's offerings, even the Ihundi offering, which you can make for any amount today. So even if any of these offerings have piqued your interest, or you find that you want to make any of these offerings, maybe not today, but in the future, I welcome you to register in the registration link, which is available at tiny.cc/bhavasamadhi. As you can see, the links provided. And you can fill out this registration form if you're interested in offering, if you need help in manifesting, or you need more details. And also, if you're ready to make a payment today, then you can go to tiny.cc/devi-offerings and make the online payment. And it's a very quick process, just a 3-step process in order for you to make the payment today. Then after the payment as well, you can go to tiny.cc/sankalpa2021 and make sure you fill out the mandatory form for offering. And after you're done with payments, you can fill out this form in order for your names to be chanted during the puja. So this brings us to a conclusion of this segment on the various different offerings for Devi Parashakti. Now, let us enter into the next segment where we have Madhyayami Swami joining us to elaborate on the various updates from Adi Kailasa Sarvagna Pita and the various updates from Adi Kailash where the multi-layer quarantine has been ongoing and being administered as a practical solution for joy, bliss, and peace during these extremely strenuous times of the COVID-19 pandemic. So once again, I invite Madhyayami Swami to join us. Yes, thank you so much, Ma.
Nithyanandam, thank you so much, Ma. Ma Sadashri Priya, Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone, welcome back. So in this segment, we are going to see the multi-layered quarantine opportunities for India during the COVID-19 as a practical solution resulting in health, joy, and bliss. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam blessings, let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Yes. Kailaswa's Department of Enlightened Civilization presents this Akashic readings on June 5th, 2021 by Devi Parashakti about the status of the mental health about the world across, especially the young adults. And across the world, the reports from the various reports confirming the same, and what Devi suggested to do the yoga and serve Paramashiva, follow the spiritual principles, and Supreme again and again through his satsangs, confirming the same, and what Supreme Pontiff has been working to revive the temple ecosystems. Now the Kailasas de facto spiritual embassies, the COVID care protection centers, now been recognized by the United Nations and published, the article published by the Adi Shaivite minority community and highly appreciated. So we're going to see those reports in this, details of that in this segment. So what Devi revealed on 5th June 2021. Not only people dying in crores, the financial and mental retardedness, you will also see minds getting collapsed. Freedom from all this suffering is the life of living enlightenment. First, prevent yourself from this deadly corona. Oh, people, do the job of saving life as first priority. Listen properly, people. The only way to protect yourself from this overflowing cosmic pralaya and from the demonic people who search for destruction for themselves and for others because of pralaya, go to Adi Kailasa, getting shelter at the feet of Paramashiva. Save yourself from corona and death, economic crisis and mental collapse that is formed because of corona. Save yourself and move towards living enlightenment. Move towards Paramashiva Parampurul, doing yoga and tapas. Doing seva to all the devotees of Paramashiva and live a good life. Just for that, I have opened the doors of Adi Kailasa for all those in the universe. Not only human beings, as even Siddhas, Jnanis, and Yogis have come and doing penance in Adi Kailasa. For everyone who come, goodness, prosperity, jnanam, and yogam will overflow. Do not have fear, bliss is there, and do not have worry, I will protect with goodness. Just for that, I have opened the doors of Adi Kailasa. For all those in the universe, not only human beings, as even Siddhas, Jnanis, and Yogis have come and are doing penance in Adi Kailasa. For everyone who come, goodness, prosperity, jnanam, and yogam will overflow. Do not have fear, bliss is there. Do not have worry, I will protect with goodness. Happiness is there, enlightenment is there. I do not have fear, bliss is there. I am solving sufferings and I am the Samayapuratta Kannathal who comes and helps at the right time. About the mental health issues by the Devi Parashakti on 5th June 2021 and the media articles confirming the same on 6th June 2021. The psychiatric symptoms like depression, anxiety exhibited in COVID-19 patients. According to a new study, neurological symptoms like depression and anxiety are also showing to be common in those who have contracted COVID-19, even in more mild cases. The media articles by BMC Psychology on 8th June 2021, the impact of COVID-19 on the mental health of the US college students. The results indicate that the students closer to graduating faced increases in anxiety, which is 60.8%, feeling of loneliness, which is 54.1%, and depression, which is 59.8%. Many reported worries for the health of the loved ones. Most impacted their mental health status, is 20.0%, and the need to take care of family most affected current and future plans is 31.8%. Almost one half of students took to exercising and other remedies. The rates of anxiety and depression among college students is continue to soar, researchers say. The report by the Lauren Lumpkin on June 10th, 2021 at Dartmouth College, researchers began tracking about 217 students when they entered the school as freshmen in 2017 in the hopes of understanding how they behave, and they have seen students' stress levels rise and fall, usually in tandem with the midterm and final exams. But since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, rates of depression and anxiety have soared and have showed no signs of coming down, said the Andrew Campbell, a researcher and computer science professor. The Psychology Today on coronavirus, the psychological trauma and PTSD event. Much has been said about the mental health crisis that is occurring related to the coronavirus pandemic. Much of this information has focused on all-consuming anxiety, panic, and fear that many are experiencing. While this is important and needs to be at the forefront of discussions, something that has not been discussed in the psychologically traumatic nature of what our nation and our world is experiencing. The increased prevalence of post-traumatic stress disorder is expected to emerge as a primary factor driving the growth of the global post-traumatic stress disorder therapeutics market over the period of assessment. The global post-traumatic stress disorder, which is called PTSD therapeutic market, what it was in 2019 and what is going to be in 2017 to 2027 is 11.91 increase. The coronavirus pandemic impact on global health, mental health is already extremely concerning. The UN reports to by the CNN, there is a high prevalence of mental distress in countries across the globe due to the coronavirus pandemic, especially among healthcare workers and children. According to the United Nations and the World Health Organization, the impact of the pandemic on people's mental health is already extremely concerning. The World Health Organization's Director General Tedros Adhanom said in a news release recently, it is now crystal clear that mental health needs must be treated as a core element of our response to and a recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, Tedros added. Yoga greatly improves mental, spiritual, and physical health. People who practice yoga experience less anxiety, less depression, and fewer symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Yoga also improves well-being, including increased gratitude, relatedness, acceptance and centeredness, empowerment, self-esteem, compassion, self-awareness, and hope. Yoga can help us to manage stress and self-regulate, an important tool in the current time. We are all equipped with the innate coping strategies for responding to stress, but sometimes our stress response can become out of balance. We are living in a world that regularly activates our sympathetic response, the body's way of responding to stress, sometimes called fight or flight. This is balanced by our parasympathetic response, the way our body helps us to rest and relax. Yoga can help bring our parasympathetic response back online and allows us to find balance. Activating our parasympathetic response brings us into a more restful space and allows us to find calmness, connection, and compassion. The deep mindful breathing of yoga and meditation stimulates the vagus nerve, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system and supports self-regulation and stress management. Yoga can be a valuable tool for self-care, especially in challenging times. Yoga is now being used as an empirically based treatment, often in combination with the other interventions, which benefits for both physical and mental health. Many clinicians are recommending yoga as it may help support the effectiveness of the traditional treatment approaches. According to the Psychology Today report, when we actively choose a tool of self-care, we better equip ourselves to survive and seek resilience in different circumstances. While it is but one tool, yoga offers the potential for connection and well-being, even in these challenging times. Spirituality benefits mental health. Research shows that individuals have a better mental health if they belong to a particular community or have religious beliefs. Spirituality can help people in many ways. First and foremost, spirituality or religion can help people find meaning in their lives, which is instrumental in improving one's mental health. Spirituality can perhaps help you connect with your divine self. In addition to endowing meaning to your life, it has the potential to improve mental, physical, and emotional well-being as well. It has been a source of relief and comfort from various challenging issues for thousands of years. Revelations to the world by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, on 22nd May 2021. Paramashiva is very clear. Focus on making your body alive. Life alive. Mind is obsessive compulsive reaction. It is nothing but a bunch of unconscious reactions. Do not try to sympathize with the mind. Make your body and life alive. That is the only priority for all of you. I am talking to everyone who has a little love and sympathy for me. For all of you, take this as a guru walk. Make your body consciously strong. Gym will build muscles, make you look very nice in the outer side, but only yoga and Ayurvedic lifestyle will make you your body conscious. Just see all over the world, all the gym bodies are just dropping dead. Only yoga will make your internal organs strong and your ability to manifest consciousness strong. Let me give you the solution from Paramashiva to protect yourself from this whole pralaya, not just from corona. The amount of depression, mental suffering, the way the whole world is suffering, the kind of poverty happening, people losing their jobs, income, having insecurity, comforts being lost, so much, just make your life extremely strong. 3 years back, I said, keep yourself alive for next 3 years. I have enough evidence that 3 years back, I trained the whole Kailasa. The devotees in their own homes, and second, the Kailasa was